Thank you very much, everybody, for coming to the town board meeting, the second meeting of the month. I'd like to start the meeting off with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for our brave men and women fighting all over the world for democracy and freedom, especially those in harm's way, and also for our men and women in blue. Thank you very much. So Ed's going to be a couple minutes late, and Scott's been called to work, so he's not going to be able to make it. We have a quorum, so we could continue. So, motion to approve the agenda. I'd like to make an amendment to the agenda for discussion-wise, just to talk briefly about the Milton Train Station Community Room, the application form that myself and Scott Corcoran drafted up. So if I could add that to discussions.
You want to put it underneath new business?
Sure. That sounds good thing. So on the new business.
Sounds good, and I second it. Are you making a motion?
You can make the motion.
I'll make that motion.
I need a second.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Motion to approve minutes from the June 12, 2017 Town Board meeting.
I'll motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Authorize payment of bills in the amount of $627,925.09.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Presentation. John, you like to say something about the LERPs, or especially the resolution that's on the agenda?
Yeah.
Sure, that'd be proper.
Good evening, John Bean.
Is that on, John?
John Bean.
There you go.
Bean Planning and Design. Hello, everyone. So tonight on the agenda is a resolution to accept the draft generic environmental impact statement as complete, including the draft local waterfront revitalization program and the draft comprehensive plan. And you all have received copies of that, digitally to save 200 pages of paper. And as you know, we had several meetings in town, 4 workshops, and 3 public presentations here. And so this is really kind of the start of the formal process to send it on for comments to the different agencies, planning board in the town, county planning board, and get feedback on it. And then eventually, Department of State will get comments. And then ultimately, the goal will be to adopt the updated comprehensive plan after you respond to any comments, and the local waterfront program, and including implementing the program with a couple of local laws which were included. Which would be
also the harbor plan?
Yeah, so there's a harbor management plan which is required for the local waterfront program, and a consistency law which is reviewing projects to be consistent with the LWRP. And it also, right now, having this advanced helps us with these grants that we're applying for, because one of the grants we're going for is through the waterfront program for work on the waterfront down at Milton Landing, and the other grants are kind of tied to it, of course, Empire State Development and the grant for the park itself with parks. And so, yeah, with this, I'll work with the town clerk. The board adopts a resolution to circulate the document and then start the process. And then it'll be several months. It's not a quick road, if you would, to get through it all. But we'll work with you to get the comments and help you respond and make sure that it's all good.
This kind of sets the stage for the CFA grant process.
Yes, it does. Yes, because now if you've got a plan that you deem adequate and complete for public review, Now, we can say that in the applications. We've actually, it shows your commitment to the whole idea of the project and the program. And so it's a really nice place to be, because those are due within July 28th, those are due. So I'm glad we're here at this point. We're, pretty much on schedule from the town's point of view,
Yep.
which is great, and I thank everyone for their input and collaboration.
Well, thank you, John, for moving this forward so fast. I mean, we're moving pretty quickly on this LWRP. And it's a good thing. So this way, we're in line with the CFA and all that grant stuff. So
Yes,
this way, we
yep.
could get capital money instead of plans and some.
No, I can, we were just down there today. It looks good. It's going to look even better. Absolutely. I can see
I
the
just,
docks.
I just want to reiterate, and thank you also, John, we use this acronym LWRP. It's Local Waterfront Revitalization Program, which we got a grant for, well over a year ago, $135,000 grant with matching money, so it's really a $270,000 effort project, and we've been working for, when did we kick this off, John?
First
Oh,
of
that's,
2016.
Yeah, 2016, April or so.
April, and I think the grant was actually awarded into the CFA process in 2015. So
Yep.
lots of community input, trying to figure out what we want to do in terms of revitalizing our, and it's not just the waterfront, it's basically the entire town of Marlborough with
Right.
one tiny exception. And there's the document over there. It's got a lot of prioritized projects in it. And as you guys have said, I think it really puts us in a much, that's the whole idea. That's the whole reason we went for this, is to try to put us in a better position for the CFA granting process. So I don't think we could have done anything more than where we are right now in terms of having us in a good position to get some more grant money. So I think we're in a good spot.
No, we are.
And
Very
that's
grateful.
the whole
Very
idea.
grateful.
That's why we went after this. We were told we need to do this, and so that and the master plan update, which the Greenway paid for. So we're not done yet, but we're in a pretty good spot. So thank you again.
Thank you, John.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions, Mark, for John? Anybody have any questions for John? Thank you very much, John.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Are you going home now, John? Are you leaving now, or are you staying? Huh?
He's going to read the LWRP.
How many copies are you going to leave us with? Just a couple for now. Okay.
That'd be great.
Okay.
Any comments on the agenda?
Nope.
This is like, Mark?
I just have a question. When you get to the South Pier resolution, has there been an estimated cost yet of that, and how the money's come about?
There is an estimated cost.
We had that meeting, what, 2 months ago we wound up getting that? Yeah.
It's about $1,280,000, I want to think, but it's in that ballpark. It's a pretty high figure. Yeah.
Yeah.
On there.
Right now, we're looking for granting opportunities through CFA and through some other different,
There's something.
funding channels.
There's,
Yeah.
there's something called the Upstate Revitalization Initiative, which is not necessarily specifically aligned with the CFA process, but it's another granting process, which we were advised to look into that area. There's about $50 million in funding available, and that's what we're hiring John. Last meeting, we authorized John to help us with writing a grant under that program to go for the Milton Pier project. Excuse me? Yes, Upstate
Yes.
Revitalization Initiative, yes. That was what when we met with the Mid-Hudson Economic Development Council people in New Windsor, they told us that would be a good area to go after funding.
Yeah, that's Megan Taylor. We met with Megan Taylor, so she's the district manager of the CFA in this area. So we had a meeting with her to see if we were in line with everything with the CFA, make sure our ducks are in a row. And she recommended this other organization to apply for the grant.
Because this project here will have a direct impact on the town of Marlborough as a whole, but also the regional impact it'll have. It's going to be supportive or help out other towns, surrounding towns around us as well. So it's going to be.
Yes.
Yes,
Right. There's,
right.
I
And
mean,
it could be broken up in different parts, because there's going to be, just the engineering documents in order, the building, basically, documents that are going to be necessary to build it are going to be in the $200,000 range, which is part of that total number. So,
we kind of see it as three
different parts.
pots of money we're going after. One is the Upstate Revitalization Initiative. If I say anything wrong, John, correct me. Another is the Environmental Protection Fund Local Waterfront Revitalization Program has funding, which we want to go after some of that for some part of this overall park project. And the other part is New York State Parks and Recreation. They have a pile of money we want to go after as well. We kind of split it 3 ways, and we're still working out the actual details of that. That's what John's going to help us with in terms of getting these grants written by the July 28th deadline. And
A lot of work.
yeah, so. And Rosemary Wine in the back is going to be helping us quite a bit with this as well.
James, you have a question pertaining to this?
Yes, I was just going to suggest that Mr.
You
Behan
wa-
be
you-
here.
Sorry.
I was going to suggest if Mr. Behan is just waiting here for Resolution 72, maybe you would move that on the agenda so that he could go home.
Yeah.
Are you guys texting each other?
Thanks, Jim. So that would end the comments on the agenda, unless anybody else have any questions. Yes, Rosemary, could you come up, please, and mention your name? Yeah, come up to the microphone, please. We run a strict meeting here. We're absolutely, we're by the book.
I'm Rosemary Wine. I've been volunteering with the landing and doing a lot of work, which I enjoy doing. I just want to make a comment about follow up to what Howard said, that Megan Taylor told us about our project when we presented it. She thought this was a transformative project, not only for our town, but for the region. And that's why she really strongly recommended we go for this Upstate Revitalization Initiative grant and put that in, because it's really something that's going to be completely new and important for the area.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Rosemary. It was very gracious of her to meet us.
Yeah.
Okay. New business. We were going to discuss the
Train station?
train station. I know you just received it just recently.
Give it a read.
Basically, Daniel, did you receive it? Yes. Okay. Did you have any comments you want to write in to me? And the only comment I had was I talked to the clerk's office, and they thought it wasn't a very good idea to have somebody pick up the key at the clerk's office, because in the past we had problems with people copying the key and going to the pavilion. And so I recommended probably for Mr. Schroeder to get involved, and he would open up the door and he would close, and he would actually look at the condition of the room after the party or whatever it was that they were applying for. So that's the only change that I would suggest right now.
The only question I had on us underneath prohibited acts was the no one shall bring or consume alcoholic beverages to town facilities or grounds. I mean,
That's standard. We have that for the park also.
oh yeah?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So you know how they, well, you know. I'm not going to make any comments on that,
it's
but
more for our
that's
protection, right?
that's the that we have that for the park too. If you're going to rent a pavilion and stuff like that, there's no alcoholic beverage. That's a liability problem, I guess.
Yeah.
Daniel, you want to come to the microphone, please? State your name and your position.
Daniel Pinavaya. I'm the current president of the Milton Train Station Foundation. So I appreciate you putting this together. It was very similar to the documents that we had put together. I don't know if you reviewed those or not.
We did.
I was just going to ask, with the prohibited acts, what would be the, if those were broken, maybe having something in there, that it would hinder any kind of future use from those individuals or something like that. Just some kind of repercussions, I guess, if the prohibited acts are broken. One thing I had a
I
question.
think it's like, for the meetings we have here, if the need of extra cleaning is required as a result of misuse or damage found after the use, the town of Marlborough may ban the organization from future use of the room.
Okay.
So that's with the security deposit under that, weekday or monthly meetings.
All right. And
Are
is
you
this-
okay with the price, the fees that we put on?
Well, I was just about to bring that up. I wasn't going to let him leave the podium, but I looked at the fee schedule for this. Is there any differential between non-resident? Or are we just talking residents, or we have to open it by law to non-residents?
Right.
Because of the way it was funded. How do we want to do that? I know the pavilion has a non-resident.
You know, I don't think that's true. The train station back in 2006, we actually took the train station out of the park. So we wanted to control the train station for our own destiny, as far as the meeting rooms and stuff like that, whatever we wanted. So the train station isn't in that same realm where it's a state grant. So we took it out of that. We took it out of States and Park grant, so it's separate. It's its own identity. So that's why we want to move forward and have our own destiny for that building. That's why we moved. So for 10 years, it's for the inside of the building, but a lot of hard work. But there was a lot of stuff that we didn't have to abide by SHPO and stuff like that. It's the restoration. So, yeah, we could do whatever we want with that building. It's a town building now, and
So we could make a distinction, as Alan.
we can. We
Yeah, I mean,
can.
that's for Dan and his board, for our board to figure out, is do we want to do a non-resident? Either do a fee or just not have a non-resident be able to rent. I mean,
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Whether we open it up, if we don't need to open it up, like you're saying, leave
I'm
it
just-
to residents.
Well, you know,
because what we do at the firehouse, you have to be sponsored kind of by a fireman who's a member. So if you want to come down there, you'd have to be sponsored, and then the firefighter would actually have to explain who you are and why you're renting it, and then he'd have to put his name on there as well. So,
maybe we could do something like that.
yeah, you might want to.
That would open like,
Town resident,
yeah.
Right now, it's wide open.
pay taxes, I should be
Yeah.
able to use it.
So right now, would you prefer just you have it as a resident? What would the
or we
train
could say, like,
station committee think?
We reserve the right to, decline.
Are you
usage for
trying to make,
non-residents or
are you trying to make money with this thing, or are you trying to really?
It's a town building, so it's up to the town what they decide. to
Right,
do.
but,
Yeah.
yeah, I know, but
If you're trying to
are
make
we
money,
trying to encourage the use of it, or? are we
Yes,
trying to-
we are.
Okay,
Yeah.
then maybe we don't want to restrict it to residents.
looking at it from a business standpoint, if you're trying to make money with it, your fee schedule's way low anyway, so.
Yeah, it is very
I
low.
mean, if you're saying you're trying to make money, then you better rethink your fee schedule,
I agree.
so.
Okay. So we addressed those areas. Why don't the board just email me and have your board email me what their concerns are and what they would think if should we open it up to non-residents? My feeling is, well, yeah, why not? I mean, the applicant, the name and applicant and what they're going to use it for, I think, is implied here on the information about the applicant, so we could check that. We could check who it's going to be. And we'll look at the fee schedule. We'll see what it is. I think the park is, what, $250
Yeah.
for the pavilion? That's pretty good. That's pretty high.
That's what I mean, we were not even halfway there
Right.
And
for
if
a
we're,
resident, and we don't really, gajillion dollars on that annually.
No.
either.
Yeah, so I was
No.
thinking, you're not gonna be making a ton of money off of this, no.
Okay, so let's look at that and come
I'm
to
just thinking
some
if
kind of
we're trying to make
consensus.
this in alignment with the pier and so forth, and stating that as a regional resource, we got to make this train station a regional resource. It's the only train station on this side of
the
the
west
river.
side?
There's a few, I think it's the only one that's in the public hands. I think the other ones are in private
Yeah,
ownership.
the only publicly owned railroad station on the west side of the Hudson River.
Yeah.
It's a regional asset. All right.
All right, thanks, yeah,
Thank
I'll
you.
get back to you with comments.
It's a start, like a big red letters draft. Thank you, gentlemen.
Mark has a question.
Mark?
You want mine?
Yep, you got it? Does it say draft on it? Good.
There you go.
Somehow I knew you were going to ask for them. Maybe James. I thought James would be the one who asked for the... Anyhow, moving forward. How'd you do today? You won?
Came in third.
Yeah.
It was a two-day tournament down in Jersey. It was pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, never saw it before. You have to have one person over 60, one person over 50, and the other two can do whatever you want.
So you were over
I
30?
was the over
You
60.
were
I was the over 60.
Okay. So, I need to go to correspondence.
This is gonna be a quick one. Look at-
Okay, another one of these deals. I'm writing to formally notify you of my resignation from my position at the town of Marlborough. I was recently offered a new opportunity with the town of Poughkeepsie and have decided to take their offer. My last day of employment with Marlborough will be June the 30th. The past couple of years of Marlborough have been exciting, and I've gained knowledge I plan to use in my future endeavors in the field. I will forever miss my job and my coworkers that I have had the pleasure of working with, many of which I consider my friend. I cannot thank you enough for the opportunities and experience you have provided me during my time here. Without the risk you undertook when you hired me, I would not be where I am today. I appreciate your support and understanding. I wish everyone the very best. Please let me know if I can be of any assistance during my final weeks here. And that's Matthew North. So I'm assuming that's his letter of resignation.
Sounds like it. And we accept it with regret, I guess.
Need a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck. Wish him luck. Okay.
This is the time if there's any public comment. Yes, James.
With regard to the solar resolution, I hope that in the future, the board will keep an open mind. They are doing experiments with using solar panels for the, on bikeways and roadways as the surface to be ridden on. And I don't think that's covered in here, but I hope that when that does come to pass, the board will look on that favorably. Thank you.
Thank you.
Definitely, thank you.
Thanks, Dean.
Any other comments? I just want to offer this. I received this today. I had this gentleman look at our Central Hudson bill as far as our lighting districts. And I think I talked about this. It's called Compel. And so it kind of died for about 3 months, and then I gave him a call just recently. He said, oh, we're still working on it. And so basically what they do is they look and audit all your lighting and see if Central Hudson is billing you the right amount, over the years. So and if they find anything, I think they get a percentage. I think the percentage is 40%. So if he found $10,000 that Central Hudson owed the town, he would get 40% of that, $4,000.
Yeah.
So what happened was, in actuality, he did find out that they did owe us money in the amount of $7,223.77. So if you did the math, we come out pretty much on top of about $5,000 or something like that. So that's a finding that they found, so that's a plus for the town.
That's great.
So we'll get a check back from Central Hudson,
Yeah,
and then we'll pay him.
yeah, exactly.
I'm good with that.
You're good with that?
And this is for the lighting district, Al? This is
Yeah,
the lighting district?
yeah, they did the lighting district, they
So
saw what we're at a commission, but we were still being charged for over the years.
Now, the lighting district's already been charged for that. Is that gonna go back into the lighting district?
That would go back.
It has to.
Okay, I'll make sure.
It has to.
I just have to ask these questions. You never know.
Absolutely, Ed,
Thank you.
good point. Okay, I just want to make mention. So we're moving on to resolutions. So Resolution 72 is to circulate and publish a notice of completion of the draft generic environmental impact statement and notice of public hearing for the update to the Town of Marlborough Comprehensive Plan and adoption of the Town of Marlborough Local Waterfront Revitalization Program, which is known as LWRP. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but basically this allows us to go out to do a draft generic EIS, John, right? And also, you also go out for a public hearing, right, John? The town board show will conduct a public hearing on the draft EIS and the draft WRP and draft comprehensive plan. So we'll do that. We'll do a public comment, public notice, right? In the papers, in the local paper. For the next coming meeting. Oh, no, in August.
August 14th.
August. Okay.
So all of this is, that we have, John, received from you, all the draft documents are going to be posted on our website so the public can get access? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how the public will be able to get access to them, one way. And sit there and read it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That
document.
whole book is on, I had that done. Thank you, Danielle, for doing that. And so that's what this is about, this resolution. So, Danielle, can you poll the board, please?
And just one other point, so what we learned, you told us today, John, this is just stating that we're this far along in the process, and we're not done by any means because of the state has to have their say and so forth, and that's going to take a while for them to approve it. Right. Just in accepting it, right?
Setting a public hearing out in August and then going on.
Right. Okay. Sorry.
Yes.
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 Yes, thank you. So, local resolution 73 is to introduce a local law of the year 2017 to amend chapter 155 zoning to add section 155-32.2 regarding solar energy. And so the CAC worked on this for about a year. We had various solar companies come down and give us their opinion. Also had Tom Corcoran give a lot of input on this. And it was sent to legal, and this is the finding introduction of the law, the solar law. As you can see, it's quite extensive. So we'll have a public hearing on this also. and this one will be July the 10th at 7 o'clock. And we'll do that notice of public hearing, Danielle, right? And this is on the agenda, so it's on the town board, the town website. So if anybody's really interested, want to really look at it, please do so.
It's on the agenda, yeah.
So this way, if you have any input or suggestions during the public hearing, you can make comments.
So this is kind of to fill the void that we had where we didn't really have any rules regulating large-scale solar installations in the town. That's my understanding. So this is addressing that.
Right.
Yeah.
This is,
Which is a lot of towns are doing this now.
and this is the 20-acre.
Yeah.
So the percentage here in this law is 50% of the acreage would be a 10-acre. I don't know how many megawatts that might be, but it's pretty big. Danielle? Yes.
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 So this is Resolution 74 to accept the FEIS for Bayside. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following. Whereas the town board, as lead agency for the secret review of this action entitled Bayside, consisting of attached multifamily residential development, has received a revised final environment impact statement, which is FEIS, from the project proponent. Now, therefore, it is hereby resolved as follows. The town board concludes that the FEIS is adequate, accurate, and complete for purpose of preparation by the lead agency of a finding statement which takes into consideration all components of the EIS, both draft and final, as well as public comments. The questions of the adoption of the foregoing resolution was duly put to a vote, and that was your cue there. Roll call, which resulted as follows. Yes.
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 Thank you. Resolution 75, finding the South Pier Secra. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following. Whereas the town of Marlborough, town board proposes to undertake restoration of the existing Milton Landing Park South Pier, whereas the project is a Type 2 action for purpose of review under the State Environmental Quality Review Act, which is SECRA, pursuant to 6 NYCRR 6117.5C1, maintenance of repair involving no substantial changes in existing structure or facility, and 6 NYCRR 617.5 C2, replacement, rehabilitation, or reconstruction of a structure or facility in kind on the same site. Now, therefore, be resolved that this project is a Type 2 action for purpose of SECRA, has been determined not to have a significant impact on the environment, and pursuant to the governing regulations at 6 NYCRR 617, no further environmental review is required. Daniel? Yes.
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 This is, that resolution was kind to just let everybody know that we actually looked at it, and we found it to be a Type 2, and so therefore the resolution states that.
Type 2 means?
No action. No action required. Resolution 76 to authorize the project contact number TM-1701 Extension of the sanitary sewer for the Milton Sewer District for the town of Marlborough to be publicly bid in accordance with the general municipal law. So we've been waiting for this one, guys. Supervisor Lanzetta proposes the following. Whereas the town board and the New York State Controller Office has approved the extension of the sanitary sewer service in the Milton Sewer District. And whereas plans and specifications for the extension have been prepared by Bernier and Larios, PC Professional Engineers of Kingston, New York. And whereas plans and specifications for contact TM-1701 extension of sanitary sewer for the Milton Sewer District are now completed. And whereas time is of the essence, now therefore be resolved that the town board of the town of Marlborough hereby authorize the project contract number TM-1701 extension of sanitary sewer for the Milton Sewer District for the town of Marlborough to be publicly bidded in accordance with the general municipal law, and that the precise bid date be established by the town supervisor in conjunction with the engineers. By order of the town board, town of Marlborough, this 26th day of June 2017. So this extension is on the Turnpike, and it would go to Mr. Graziosi's and to Young's, correct? And there was a bond taken out of the amount of, I think, 226,000, was it, Al? Or someplace around there?
Somewhere in that neighborhood,
And that bond is, actually, I think it's a ban, is being paid off by both applicants.
They're paying now.
Yeah. So, Danielle?
I'm going to abstain because I work for one of the companies involved.
Yeah, I'd just like to say that Scott can't be here tonight, and it's unfortunate because he and I really spearheaded this. We took it and we ran with it, and we hit a lot of obstacles along the way. We learned a lot along the way. He did a great job. I think we both worked very well together. I'm very happy about this, so yes.
You wouldn't let me.
What's that? You worked there, you have to abstain. But yeah, no, we did a lot of work on this. It's about time we got this.
Yes.
Yes, I'd like to also thank Scott, who's not here, and Alan, who worked on it. Most of the time was in the getting the permits from the controller and all that stuff and legal stuff. So
Well,
that just hung up for a while
It was a
there.
learning curve, yeah. When we
Yeah.
figured out how to do an extension district, we had members of the community challenging us in the ways we were going about it, but it worked, and it was great.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to see it, and it's long due.
So the outcome is a good outcome. We'll have two businesses now that have sewer on 9W corridor. One is already established, and the other one is hopefully will give that a plus for when it's up for sale. So that'll be a plus that they could say it has sewer, and then we'll see about if they'll come.
They'll come.
We're going to hope for it, and I'm sure they will.
I'm sure they will.
Well, that's,
This is
so
how you do it.
I'm just trying to say that basically we did this in anticipation of building our tax.
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's exactly right, and it's the reason I basically ran, and but along the way you learn what you can and can't do and what you're eligible of and what the property owners have. But to tell you what, the other property owners on 9W have approached me and they're very excited about it, looking to maybe extend into it. So it started something good, and it connects to the Turnpike. So it's a good move. It's good for the
you.
town.
Okay. Believe it or not, that was,
I just want to bring up, before we go to this, just to let everybody know on the town board and everybody in the audience, is that the Ulster County Firemen's Parade is going to be held in Milton this year. So it's going to be on July 29th.
yep, very excited about that.
Yeah, so we're going to have probably anywhere between 60 and 80 fire departments
Wow.
visiting our hamlet
Wow.
and our town park with their family and friends. So
And you're parading, right?
what's that?
You're parading?
It's going to be a competition parade, yeah. So
And
there's
where
going to
do-
be bands and...
The same route?
Yeah, it's gonna, basically gonna, where everyone's gonna start loading up down at Sinotech's parking lot down there. Staging will be down there.
Loading up.
We have the parade route's gonna come up. It's gonna come up Main Street, past the firehouse, hook up St. James, go up 9W, finish in the park. We're gonna have, things going on up in the park. There'll be food and stuff like that. So very family friendly. And then we're gonna have an awards ceremony. But it's just a
Yeah.
good way to showcase the town.
29th,
Nice
sir.
part about it, the park looks so much better than the last time.
Absolutely, 100%. And the last time we did it, the people, you know, I'm obviously in the industry, but people still talk about our last county parade and where it ended. They said you guys have had one of the best county parades.
Yeah, I had
in
a
the
great time at that parade.
Last decade.
I remember on this platform with Gail Appler,
Yeah.
talking about different vehicles were coming. He was well-knowledged in
Yeah, you're gonna
what
have some,
year and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
You
It
can
was
have
a
some
lot of fun.
state-of-the-art stuff there, Alan? Can't
We're
you
gonna
get
have some
something?
state-of-the-art stuff. Some
Yeah.
of the stuff I've sold will be there. I got my customers coming, but we're gonna have some antiques. There's gonna be an antique division too, so it's gonna be interesting.
That's cool, that's cool.
Okay.
Step off's at 1 o'clock.
You gonna be there, Mark? You gonna be there? Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody. Have a great evening. I need a motion to adjourn.
I will motion to adjourn.
Need a second?
Second that?
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Thank you.